want to say good evening to everybody, but the song's too good. I keep going to cut in and I can't. How's everybody doing out there? I am turning it down. Turning it down. Right about there. Right about there. That should be. That should be good. I can make it background for me too, because it's still cranking in my head. Okay. Get out of here, cat. And get in here and get cozy. I don't know. We're gonna play some cities. And right when I was just about getting my mods in order for a new PC build, we got more DLC coming, and that wreaks havoc with all the mods. So that's always fun. July, Amanda, Tim, Mama Bear, Decoy, what's going on? And the YouTube told me for the first time, like, you're playing copyright music, you might get temporarily blocked. I do have rights to this. It is Epidemic, and it is a jam. Let's go over here. So what are we playing with tonight? If you are interested in the mods that I'm using, they are in a linked collection in the description down below. They should be. Punk, what's up? Glad you can join too. Hopefully we'll do something fun that won't explode or it'll burst into flames. I don't want to say it won't. So where are we starting, right? What do we have? Let me show you what's going on here. In case you're curious, again, the links to all this are in the description, and they do work together as of today. That's a big disclaimer. There's a couple new DLCs coming out, which actually, should we talk about that real quick? Should we live react together, even though I'm days behind here? Hang on, studio mode, and we go to the capture channel, and what, window capture? There we go. We turn that on. Does that not? Oh, because that's we got to put that on top of the game. There we go. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. Actually, hold on. Wait a second. Yeah, no, that'll work. That'll work. Okay, so watch it once, right? I'll get the volume back up a little bit. But there's a lot to talk about here, and I can only talk about basically what's been revealed. But I am sorry, it's really loud probably. There's a lot of stuff to unpack here. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about this one for Rich. If you know Rich, that's his DLC basically. And this is going to be very interesting. And the maps, my God, the maps. We're going to talk about those. At least what we can see. Some love went into these. And it's a lot of stuff in the next couple months, right? Next week and next month. So come back here for a minute with me. And let's break this down. I'm gonna give you a little hint. The songs there's 3 different songs, and one's from the K-pop station, the middle one's from the downtown 80s, and then the last one is from the African Vibes channel that comes out next month. So just keep that in mind, right? So new roads for everybody, new buses for everybody. Well, assuming you have one of those DLCs, and a lot of games probably do at this point, if you had any kind of, after original release, they bundled in it After Dark with a lot of stuff. Snowfall and Plazas and Promenades, that one is my favorite. The tram roads. Tram roads are going to be awesome. Skyscrapers and financial districts together, I think we're going to be able to make some really cool downtown areas. This is, I say this in a video upcoming, and I probably said it before, but this is mods on console, right? So, okay, maps. Check this out. There's so many good maps. Look at these things. They look amazing. Okay. So let's freeze frame on a couple of these. Look at the mountains. By the way, period and comma, carrots back and forth to frame YouTube. I don't know if people know that. Not everybody knows that. Look at the rivers. Look at the meandering paths through there. Look at the beautiful highway. The mountains. Look at those mountains. Oh. And this. Look at that crater. Look at the love that went into that highway interchange, the top center of the map. That thing looks so good. And same thing, right? The terrain and this. That one is going to be a fun build, I think, like on either side of the mountains at the base with the river or ocean in between. I don't even know what's up there. But there is some really, really beautiful stuff. I didn't even really notice that like beltway up here in the top left around the island. That's pretty weird. But the highways look beautiful. I love that the highways are a consideration when they talk about or when they consider designing the new maps. I feel like it was just like kind of laid through there, and as soon as it was off the main 9 tiles, you just have like crazy funky stuff. And I think that the map creators are putting a lot more thought into the highways now and the infrastructure that they start with. There's just some crazy stuff. Like so many maps in this pack. So I'm honestly excited for it all. But if the skyscrapers, just having a bunch of fun buildings like that to put into builds on console, and then the financial districts thing, which you basically can, from what we know so far, you basically play the stock market and make a bunch of more money for your city, and that has stylized buildings with it too. So gonna be pretty cool, I think, these next couple updates. But captured. That one. Yeah, the water down the middle, absolutely. Okay. Hang on, sorry. Okay, we wanted that. Okay, now we're set up again. So, end of the ocean. So we'll go here. Some post rock on. I should probably turn the music back down here. Let me know. It shouldn't be completely gone, but it shouldn't be stepping on anything. So okay, mods, right? These work together today. They may not work together next week, unfortunately. Buses were pretty broken from that last update, so hopefully that all the new buses know how to handle it better. Yeah, a bunch of buses and new trams and the pedestrian paths with tram roads like that. That is going to completely change the map that I'm working on console right now. Today I was going to just mess around on a PC build because it is free to play weekend for those on Steam. So if you don't own the game on PC and you have a relatively capable one, you can check it out for free. But certainly modding it and adding a lot of assets and stuff requires quite a bit of horsepower. To do things like load all 81 tiles on the map first, right at the top. Compatibility report, very important, because when things don't work, you definitely want to know. CCP, yeah, the creator packs are really going to be good. Yeah, no, they should be coming at the same time. Curb height adjuster. This is kind of cool. Like the curbs are very tall, so this gives us a way to rein that in a little bit and make changes to that. Extended managers. Basically, this is a dependency for another mod. I forget what that is. Extra landscaping tools, very key. Like, really moving soil around before you could buy and sell it, but also just ways to edit the terrain with different brushes and stuff. Not getting traffic lights on some of your roads. So you won't get them on a 3-way intersection. Particularly, you won't get them on a 4-way intersection if it's 2-lane roads. The only time it gets them is like when a 2-lane meets a 4-lane, or when a 4-lane meets another 4-lane or bigger. So that could be part of it. Contemplating doing a strictly pedestrian city. You could do it. Trams would really help that out. Yes, for sure. When you download a ton of stuff on the computer, you're gonna have trouble finding it. So Find It is a great way to organize those assets, and I'll show you some of the assets that I'm going to be using my next build, my next PC build. Forest brush, very key, because you can create brushes to paint trees, right? You can kind of do that. There's a tree brush on console, but what this one does is it actually allows you to pool different trees. You could have 10 different trees, and 10% is this and 15% is that, and basically put a bunch of trees on a brush like it was a bunch of mixed paint, and you create some really cool. It's completely different. It's a lot less work to do some really cool things with trees. FPS booster because we can. For tonight, I don't have hard mode on. In fact, I'm putting all the cheats on just so we can talk about stuff. Harmony is a mod dependency for a lot of things, and this is a way for some mods to be more easily updated because they can feed certain programming updates into Harmony and feed off of those calls. So as things change in the game, Harmony needs to be updated, but then that doesn't affect like how your mod might call into Harmony. So it's very key and a dependency for a lot of mods. You've got Hide It to just hide stuff that you may not want to see. That's an easy one. Intersection marking tool. I intend to at some point spend some time on this, and that's a fun one, but we'll see. Load order. This does help if you're pushing compatibility bounds. Loading screen mod improves the loading process, gives you stats. And if I only had one mod, I think it would be Move It. I can't think of a better mod. I can't think of a mod that if like any other mod was incompatible and you had to uninstall one, I would uninstall the one that wasn't Move It. So that is absolute top of the list. Network Anarchy, picked up by the same modder, and this one like takes a bunch of different former anarchies, so like Fine Road Tool, Fine Road Anarchy, Key Anarchy, Prop Anarchy, maybe even I forget, maybe not, maybe that is a separate one, but there's a bunch of them built in there, right? And it's just crazy. Absolutely game changing to have all those in one, because you just had to manage so much. I'm not going to turn on no problem notifications. I haven't messed around no controller, honestly, but it's there, as is Parallel Road Tool. Patch Loader, again, kind of a way for feeding other stuff. That's a dependency for something. Picker is pretty cool. Like you can just, like you can eyedrop in a paint program. You can add buildings, like click on a building, the paint dropper, and then it's there. It's like you found it already. I haven't actually messed around with Play It. Am I forgetting? Am I thinking of a different mod? Precision Engineering, I don't know you need that much anymore. They've built a lot of snap guides into the game, or at least they have on console. I assume it's but I've always used this on PC. Prop Anarchy is separate, okay. Rebalanced Industries reduces cargo traffic. Render processing for changing the graphics around. Rico Revisited, right, for building customization for the residential, industrial, commercial, and office. Show It Vitals. This is really cool. Like you can see the health of your city at a quick set. Was I messing around with this? That might already be on. I'm trying to remember if I configured that. Surface Painter. This is a temporary fix. I got to see if that one was updated, but that's very useful if you want to, like, instead of having dirt, sand, like you can paint different textures on spots of the city. Apple Buddy in the chat. Hello, everybody. By the way, I'm sure I missed a couple of you since we popped in. New DLC. When was that announced? So this week they actually announced that it is a bunch of DLCs. So there's in November next week and December, middle of December. There's spread out over that 3 radio stations, a mini DLC called Financial Districts, a couple content creator packs, Heart of Korea. What am I forgetting? The skyscrapers, of course. and a huge map pack. I think it's 10 maps in the new map pack, number 2, and just some absolutely beautiful stuff. And they did, yeah, that's literally what they said, more in 23. So, okay, TPME, Traffic Manager President Edition, in case you didn't know, that's probably number 2, because that's half the fun of being on the PC, is actually being able to manage your traffic in some ways that are just not possible on console. Combine that with the intersection marking tool, and you can make, you can make intersections that look like the restrictions you put in place with Traffic Manager. So it's kind of cool. Toggle it, turn on and off visual elements, tree anarchy, more trees out snapping, and then we have the cheats on. So tonight we're playing with money, oil, soil, everything unlocked, and that's totally fine, because this is here if anybody has questions, right? That was the intent. I thought maybe some people might be poking around because it is free to play. If you're looking for, nope, not that one, new game. If you're looking for, a good test to see if your PC can handle it, or if you're looking for a reason to, I don't know, cash your laptop in for insurance because it burst into flames, by all means, load up all those mods and boot up the game, test it out. What do we, maybe Coastal Gem? I thought we could do something fun, kind of do like a province town. If you know, you know. We're not doing left-hand traffic because that literally broke my brain and I never went back to that city. It was a bad idea. We have all the connections, resources, don't care. Just gonna mess around. Loading screen mod tells us how hard we're pushing things. I didn't get into the assets that I have, but I do have a lot of New England townhouses, New York row houses. I've got a lot of different stuff that's like for a new Boston build, basically, that I was looking at. Kong, what did you miss? We talked about the new DLC. Got into that a little bit. And then I went through my mod list that I'm currently running, but it's going to probably have to change next week. So it's linked in the description down below if you want to see what mods I'm running with right now that work with Plazas and Promenades. And they work together. Throw anything on top of it, I don't know if you run into compatibility issues, but compatibility checker's in there, so by all means. A lot of pop-ups, that's okay. We're good. So, okay. First mod. Where is it? 81 tiles. You can unlock the Central 25, or in this case, we'll just unlock all. Might hang for a second, that's fine, that's totally normal. Do we know what the prices will be? I know they announced some of them. I'm trying to think. Let me see if I can find it. I feel like I had it in my history. Did they not? I swear I saw it in one of the press releases. And if somebody can find it, if one of the mods can find it, don't go out of your way, but if you can find the like their press release link, they did list some prices. And I would be happy to read them and go over the list. But it's not easy to find right now, and I don't think they've announced it for all of them. But they are smaller, I can say that. Like they're not like, they literally call Financial Districts an upcoming mini expansion, so I think they're setting the expectation, right? It's some new systems, it's some things, but it's not like as full blown as say Industries or Park Life or some of those things were. Yeah, it was in one of the press releases. I'd have to see. Maybe it was something internal I was reading. There's some really cool artwork coming that I'm going to be using for thumbnails that I can't share yet. But yeah, there's some really cool artwork. I'm pumped about. I love the 3 radio stations. It's so good. I love all the in-game radio stations though. Like they are all a mood. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. You know what I mean? This is just, you don't have to do anything to that. This is what's built into the maps now. Like, think about, you know, the original cities maps. And no offense to the devs, but like before there was a community behind it and they just like, you know, plop some intersections in. Like, let's, I mean, example. And again, no offense, but you know, this is the default, right? Wow, oh my god, I'm so rusty I don't remember computer controls. So like, you know, it's not terrible and it works, but it's not this. There's a big difference. The game has come a long way in what, 7 years. And I love that the infrastructure is a part of the map now, and it's not just some terrain and here's a starting point and good luck. Well, I love that. Okay. Whatever, we can leave this in if we wanna build some stuff. But let's peek around, right? Like this. So we got just a ton of coast, a little fun island out there. Let's rotate around and see this perspective. So we get another fun little island, some lakes. This is a great map. Love this. And really, like, so I named it Provincetown, and if we were gonna do something like Provincetown, you would have the bulk of your roads, you know, you'd have something like where there were houses kind of on the interior of this, like the back of the houses would be right on the beach and they would be like the prime property. And then we would come in just a little bit and then like this would be kind of your road carrying most of the traffic through the area. You'd have neighborhoods that come up through here. I thought we could do something like that, and that's definitely where the Provincetown inspiration comes from. For those who don't know, it's the very tip of Cape Cod. So if you know Massachusetts and the little curlicue in the ocean, it's at the end of the curlicue. What map is this? I clicked into it. It's one of the new ones from Plazas and Promenades. Coastal Gem, it's called. We're gonna leave this for now. Doesn't really matter. I do have some others though. I think I gotta figure out where. Oh, did I turn those off? I might have some assets turned off, unfortunately. So that's okay though. It's not a big deal. Not gonna bother about the radio stations. Yeah, I do Spotify in the background for the most part, but they do have I mean, I'll let you in a little secret. Most of those soundtracks are available on Spotify, so it's chill city building music, and you can probably find most of them, I think, on Spotify. I'm pretty sure. I gotta double check because I know the original city's music is on there. Like, is it an album in theory that they get streaming for so they don't care? Like, what's one of the... Synthetic Dawn. City Skylines, Paradox Interactive. Yeah, like, you can listen to all the radio stations. You don't have to buy them if you listen on Spotify, but they're still making money for streaming, right, in the background. Like, that's not a bad way to check it out. So put those City Skylines... Paradox is the artist on those. So if you want to check those out, pop it on your Spotify. I recommend Synthetic Dawn. It's a really good one. Downtown Radio is really good, and then the new 80s Downtown is really good. I'm a big fan of it. It's kind of a nice cross between those two, actually. Yeah, they're definitely going to be on the cheaper side, so do definitely keep that in mind. That it is a mini expansion, and it's not. There's cool features in the financial, but it's not as deep. And I think they're being clear about pitching it that way. We'll get into a lot more of it next week, but I can only talk about what's been talked about, basically. Need to add seaside resorts to this? Actually, do I not have that turned on here? Man, I haven't been in the PC in a while. Okay, game is paused. Yeah, I gotta turn those pop-ups off. So let's get a little something going, just for fun. I can't do this. This is terrible. This has to... It's just so bad. Okay, let's do... What is this? Is this 2-lane? This 3-lane? We could bump this down to 2-lane. That would be fine. And then that transitions a little bit better into the highways. So let's do that. If you have it, right? This is mass transit DLC. That's a... We were talking like mods, like Move It is essential. Mass transit's kind of essential for unmodded players, especially. Because you need options. You need... We're going to bring this all the way down here and then figure out how to connect it, and then we'll upgrade the roads coming back up. So this is going to be a different direction. And then... Whoops! Left click. Okay. So we've got 3 lanes coming through here. I mean, that's fine. It'll flatten out, it'll congest a little bit, but I don't suspect that's going to be a problem. Because we want to get the traffic down here. That's the thing. And how crazy is this coast? This is not really P-Town, because P-Town would be much flatter, but that is okay. Oh yeah, what platform is everybody on? Because I know some of you, but just reply with platform. And bless your heart if it's Switch. I couldn't do it. I own it and I can't. I keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna go build. No, I'm not. I'm gonna play it for 10 minutes and get really frustrated. Okay, so how do we kind of work with this? We're gonna have maybe some kind of, not roundabout, but like a little triangle intersection of some kind here to feed some traffic through. So I think we kind of have to figure out, do we smooth this out a little bit? I think we do. So landscaping, smooth brush size. We'll bring the strength way down. Maybe like, I don't know, 20. I just want that to be a lot less aggressive. For what we're going for here, it kind of needs to be. Okay, we'll come back over there. We'll start on this side. So we kind of want, like I said, the way that this works in real life. Let's do freeform, right? Freeform road. And we don't want to be right on the road, on the beach rather. Apologies. Ghetto old school roads. Yeah. Couple Xbox, PS4. I know Kung's on PC now. That started on the Xbox. So we can move these around a little bit. We'll probably end up flattening, doing some stuff with Move It maybe. But we don't want it kind of right on the beach, because again, we want to have, yeah, we definitely got to think about this slope there. It's way too much. Maybe right there's no houses zoned. So we'll just connect that up for now. That's fine. We'll see. You'll see what I'll do there in a minute. In fact, we could start moving people in behind this and then clean this up, because this is going to be important later. But it's not important to start our city, and we can start moving people in. So come off of here. Maybe like right here. And then where do we meet up with that? Somewhere around here. So we'll do this. We'll delete one segment on each, right? We can kind of... We'll curve it for now, but this is also where we're going to put some kind of... I want to stay away from... Not bulldozer. I want to stay away from the... like roundabouts, but definitely some traffic triangles. Where we're giving right away. So we'll knock this back a few, and we'll carry the road through first, and then figure out how to intersect everything. Oh, we should add lane management to console. Don't need any other mod. Yeah. And there's tricks that you can do that I have now, like, it's been in my last couple builds in multiple forms. So consider this problem for a minute, right? Any of the larger roads, it doesn't matter, 4 or 6 doesn't matter, right? You got this big heavy road that you want to push traffic up and down your city, but you've got the occasional intersection. But maybe you don't want traffic, you know, turning left, and that really stinks, right? Because that is traffic lights. That's slowing stuff down. You want to prevent that whenever possible, and maybe have an occasional roundabout or jug handle to turn people around. But what you can do is, rather than the 4-lane road, it is a pain, but you can do it, is use the 2-lane one-way, and then, you know, you could save room for like a pedestrian path in the middle, or a tram track, right? If you wanted to snake a tram track through the center. The thing to keep in mind here, the thing to be very careful of, is if you like use like 1 square spacing, this is going to be an absolute nightmare when you go to curve it places, and then trying to get this to line up just right can be okay. Well, I've done this before, but okay, never mind. So, I mean, you can also do that, but just be careful of that, because that can be a real pain in the butt. But what this lets you do is, because you've got one-way traffic going either way, is now you can have the occasional turn off, right? And this can come into a neighborhood over here without interrupting the traffic flow on the other side. And you can just force them into little U-turns or turnarounds using that same one-way road. And if you have Plazas and Promenades roads, you can also do that with the pedestrian roads, and then only service vehicles can turn on that particular intersection, and that's kind of cool. It's stupidly small at this scale, but a useful little trick if you do have the DLC. But then again, if you were, you know, this is beneficial for pretty much anybody, because right, 2-lane one-way roads, that works. I'm not gonna lie, Patton, I was surprised it worked that well as it did, those curves, because I wasn't using the parallel road tool either, right? So that is a way you can do a parallel road, but if you're doing it on console or on mod, it is just you want to be very careful to make sure you're saving room, and just having a little bit of buffer like this, for example, right? So you can curve them nicely. Speaking of, let's we'll just get this through here. We'll figure this out. We'll move some people in. I don't know, and we'll try some ideas. We'll get funky. Let's see. Let's think scale here. We want it to end up over here. So maybe we do that. Maybe we just do that. Oh, that's one way. Oh my goodness. That's so much easier on... It's night and day difference. That, like, stuff like that, oh my god, keyboard and mouse for the win. But there is something about the smooth camera movements and kicking back on your couch and not being over the keyboard for a little bit on the console builds. Oh yeah, you can do crosswalks in that process. So if that's our coastal road, and we can do something big here, right? We'll figure that out. But how do we do this? So where do we want people turning? We want people to turn this way and that way, but also getting on the highway, right? So let's see here. We'll do this with exit ramps for now. And the freeform tool. Ooh, why did it do that? So we can prevent that. I feel that it gets more finicky with the mods than it does without. You could smooth some terrain out to do that, but this will forces ground elevation, so that won't happen. Changes the ground a little bit in the process, but that's fine. So we're curving that in a little bit, but we're also going to maybe come out here. And we can lane manage after. So getting on the highway is the thing, right? So we will reverse direction that. No. There we go. And we'll introduce from the other side. That is a kind of a weird one, but I just wanted to space it out a little bit. We could have brought this one over a tad. Probably would have been smarter. It's fine. We're gonna fix it with move it anyways. Doesn't have to be perfect. The way we put it down in PC, that's the best part about it. Here, we'll do that. We'll make a mess of it, and then we'll play some tricks on it. No, reverse direction. Why is it letting me upgrade because of the enter key? Okay. Okay, so we made an intersection, but let's smooth it out. So let's do. You weren't happy when I told. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough on the Switch for sure. Have you tried season the Steam Deck? I have, and apparently it's possible. CD Planner Play's got it working and actually was giving me some tips, but I didn't care to continue troubleshooting it. It saves your PC settings to your Steam profile, so it will not load in the Steam Deck with my settings. So I had to go over to the PC and back a bunch of stuff down and then sync it to the cloud, and then for me it wasn't worth it. Ultimately it's a novelty, right? It's not really well built for that. If I was playing an Xbox port, the console port on that controller, I think it would be good, but it's just not up to snuff with the Steam Deck controls. Okay, so how do we clean this up a little bit? Move it, and let's see. Okay, so let's slope this, right? So we'll grab all these points. I'm shift clicking here, and this is so much easier than it used to be. Little up arrow for the toolbox, right? And we want height tools, and what do we want to align it to? We want to slope the objects, and it's going to find the smoothest slope from A to B. Or it's gonna hang. No? Did they change the way this works? So like I should be able to select the nodes, right? Can I, it's the node. I have to. Okay, that's what it was. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Okay, so deselect. Okay, now here. Click the nodes. It's the nodes that I'm moving, not the curves. Okay, so now if we align the height, slope objects, there we go. See, so now it took everything here, said what's the lowest, what's the highest, and let me find that path. So that's a nice easy way to do that. I think this is going to be okay. It's not the best. We could even like 4-lane this one segment and make it, you know, a turn only lane or something like that. And same thing, right? Like let's do the same thing here. So we'll select these nodes instead. And, you know, this is something you just have to make a consideration for first on console. Like you've got to kind of flatten the ground first to do something like this. But slope, right? And then we can fix the terrain a little bit around it. Smooth it out. This is a bit much here, but it works. Have you tried the network multi-tool? No, I have not. It sounds useful though. Have I tried keyboard and mouse on the Xbox? I have decoy. And it's painful because they don't let, maybe they've changed this. Do they let you remap the controls yet? Because they didn't, and I couldn't. It's different from the PC version, and some of the things that I've gotten used to from mods, like how you move things around and how you zoom in and out, like it just wasn't right. And I don't know why they didn't port over the exact same controls. They felt it. I mean, there are limited controls in some means on the console version, so maybe they just you know, had to port it a certain way, and they made considerations, but I didn't like the mapping when it first came out. Okay, so we definitely don't want the traffic lights here. That you can fix in the base game, but we can also fix that with Traffic Manager. Where is it? Which one's the... Oh, I gotta close the pop-up, right? Toggle traffic lights, was that the one? Yeah. So we'll just turn that off. We can do some yields, we can do some... Is it gonna have one down here? So we can do some traffic managing. So lane connectors, right? Where do we want people doing certain things? So from this intersection, people should be turning here or here. It's fine. I don't even. Actually, no. Should they not? Should they not be clicking on that one? No. Get rid of that one. We want them turning into this closest lane. Whoa, okay, I did get rid of it. We want them turning into the closest lane because we want this traffic over here to be split, and then over here, and then this is fine. Do you have to? I'm pretty sure there's a shortcut for connecting. I'm not going to be the best at this, but we're good there, right? We're saying that this lane can only turn left, and I love that it updates, right? The markers, right? So if you get rid of this. If you get when you paint those, they modify the markers. Smarter to use lane arrows? Is that, am I making more work for myself? I like seeing this in particular. So if we do lane arrows, you're saying that's just the easier way. See, but here's what I don't like this constant rotation. Like I just want to see it. I want to see it. I'm probably making more work for my CPU, but I'm okay. We are at 80 frames a second. Like, yeah, it chugs, but yeah, you can still make decent cinematics. But I really like to see it, and I hate the interface for the lane arrows. So in this case, the only people that should be turning up to that are these people. And then we want everyone coming straight through here. And then from here, you can go to either one. That's fine. Because maybe you want to route somewhere up here. I mean, really, that shouldn't matter because everybody's going to be funneling down on this side anyways. That's a little slop. If we move it, we can... Yeah, there you go. We can fix it. That's just so nice to be able to do something like that. It is weird that it cuts down to one lane right there, but... I think it's okay. And this is only here to move traffic in and out of the highway. We might not even end up keeping this, but for now. I mean, apologies if I missed anything. I didn't even have it on live chat, so I had it on top chat, but I think we're good there. Yeah, no left turn here, definitely not. And then here we can exit or go any which way we want. Not this way. And then I guess we may as well mark this one just because we don't want people turning that way. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not the best at this. I do have to watch some tutorials because I know there's shortcuts to page up and page down, switch on a grab view, Control S. Stay in lane, repeat cycle through different modes. Yeah. Anyways, that'll get people in and out. We've got this little segment back here. We're gonna work on the terrain probably a bit. In fact, let's do this, right? Let's make this kind of our low point. Move it. And, oh, I don't want to select... I know I can turn them off, but I don't like turning them on. We're going to slope it and then smooth around it. Nope, come on. Do we want to come down with all those and actually slope elsewhere? Because I kind of want to come down to the beach. So what if we did that instead? And then fix this up here. And made that like much more gradual on the other side. That could work. I think it's a little bit better. Because you want these houses to kind of have decent lots. And in fact, let's we'll even out a little bit. You should have the left hand lane turns on the highway, go straight as well. What did I leave out? Did I forget one? So coming down here, you can go straight or get on. Coming this way, we don't want people turning back onto the highway. Here, this one can turn left to get onto the highway, or you're going straight. We don't want them coming this way. This is getting off. Straight. What am I missing, Kung? Am I misreading? Am I misunderstanding? Okay. That music got a little chill here. That's a very chill song. Can we get a little bit of... Get a little bit of something going. High rises on the beach. Let's do it. So let's get... This is kind of... See, that's going to be much, I think, much better. Let's slope this, though. We'll see what we can do here. It didn't work out so well last time. Maybe it'll be better this time. So if we start there... and come on all the way through. We'll try and smooth out one more time based on that one. That could be all right. And I think, is that going to let us zone more? See now we got really sloppy zoning here on some spots. It's only 3 back. I don't know of a way to do this other than you have to update that road segment. And as soon as you do it, it fills out some of that zoning, right? There's probably another way to do that. Definitely stepped up the mood there. I like that. Okay. Where to? Got a bit of this framework happening. I think we can connect that over to here. And this will be our next kind of T intersection, but we can start building in this area. That's fine. Straight lanes for this. And these can be right on top of one another. We're not going to connect everyone, but we're also going to leave a little bit of room for... Nope. For a big miss. We're going to leave a little bit of room for... Maybe we do like halfway out. And then we'll freeform. Why am I underground for that? Why is my bulldozer underground? And then yeah, let's try and curve this around again. Yeah, so we did something like that, right? Where we're filling in the neighborhood, but it's not connecting to the outer street. This one can connect back to the interior just fine. That's okay. Right? Unless we want to save a little space for, you know, a school in here. That could be all right. So let's do that. Okay, and then we can one-way this. Let's tree lines so no parking on the sides. That's just for a little bit of extra zoning. And then we can one-way this. Right, so that becomes a little turnaround. And then education, high capacity. Look at that. Perfect. That's two of the same building. That's great. That's why it's so symmetrical. Which one did I not put in? That was the elementary, so this is the high school, right? Yeah, high school a little bit bigger. It's okay, though. We could also, like, if we don't want parking, like, right in front of the school, we could do a grass line here. But we could also put a bus stop and have it only use school buses to come in there. So that would work all right. Oh, I had the force to the ground option. Looks like we've got some problems over here in the red. Don't worry about that. It's fine. We're taking a very slow approach to kind of stylizing a city. I'm really excited for the next builds that I'm going to do on PC, which is going to be New Boston. Heavily inspired by and built on basically a similar map. What road did I grab? Not the one that I meant. So that's going to be really fun. Oh, I moved that node in the process, whatever. But I don't want to get started until I'm really settled into some mods that I like. And I'm a little worried to get started so soon after an update, go figure. So I am going to wait a little bit for that. I think we can curve this last one through here. I don't want to step on a lot of the zoning, but some of it's okay. Okay, that's the V. I mean to hit B. Okay. That's lots of bulldozing. We've got some schools. That's a start. But I think that's a fun little neighborhood we could work with. Power-wise, we should go clean, and we're not paying for it, so I mean we may as well just future think, right? Do we do something way up here by the highway? Do we put it over by... It would probably be over here by the water, right? In case there's... I mean, a lake's a good place to put it. You need lots of cool water. Yeah, ways to do cul-de-sacs without just ending the road or using a mod. That would be nice. Let's get way over here for our power plant. And we'll come up with some stuff to decorate over here, but this will just be functionally at first. So we should like freeform a road through here. Let's do that. And then can we do this? Okay, so force the ground. Can I go down with that now? And it's gonna bring the ground with it? Hopefully, I think. Yeah, that works. Okay. That's kind of a neat trick. So let's clear the road and then come back up. And then we can just smooth that out a little bit. All right, so that gets us over there. Hopefully we can get the highway over that. I mean, I know we can with mods, but... straight tool? Oh, I have the ground force. So technically we want to force elevation. And that is 2-lane roads, not highway. Okay, let's see. What does that look like? And then let's smooth this out a bit more. So from here, And we'll go one more node out. From here, here, and one more node. And we could landscape a little bit if we want, right? But that looks much more natural now. That makes sense. But that way we can dump our power plant way over here and come up with some stuff later on. Don't be afraid to fix it later. It's a motto. It's a motto on this channel. That should, if I remember right, I think we have power through the roads. Yeah, see, this is powered now. Right? Yeah. It doesn't actually show it on the roads, but that is passing electricity to that building. That's cheating. I think we have to get water though. Do we have to? We have to do water still, right? And do we get it from way off map? Do we have to power this since there's no road though? Probably. Where do we put the sewage is the question. Right next to the power plant? Probably, yeah. Let's do it. I mean, we're polluting the water already, right? I mean, technically we're not. It's clean power in this game. I mean, not that it technically isn't clean power. Like, don't underestimate nuclear power. But we got to do something with the leftovers, unfortunately. But it's honestly a small concession to pay in comparison to carbon fuels. Let's be honest. Super excited. Apple and I finally got confirmation that the car we've been waiting like 6 months for, we're finally going to get one. So we got a Toyota hybrid RAV4 on order. Hopefully before, but probably not the end of the year. Probably January. But it's the car we want. And it's new. So we are super excited about that. Okay, so pipes. I mean, we could kind of try and run it along the road. Let's see. Did I break something here? Why is there no free-form pipe? Why can I only do straight pipes? That's a bug, right? Like, shouldn't there be other stuff down here? Like when I'm on roads? Shouldn't pipes have that too? I'm pretty sure that's pipes are only straight? Console players, you can bend pipes, right? You can bend pipes. Tell me I'm not crazy. I'll boot it up if I have to. Are pipes seriously only straight? You can't bend pipes? Exactly. You can bend pipes. You can bend pipes on console. Hold Y button when you have pipes out. And you can bring up the straight, curve, or freeform tools. Close enough. Ugh. I was trying to follow the roads. Here. We'll even follow that road. Okay. Yeah, no, you definitely can. Definitely can on console. Let's get our people in here. So I would want to live around the school. What are we doing? Chat. Okay. Who are we moving in? Are we moving in wall to wall? Are we moving in green cities? Are we doing low res, high res? It technically should be low res if we're doing kind of a P-Town thing, but like I think that's what we want kind of moving in. Maybe just do the default low res houses and let's see. Let's start there. Large brush? How big is the big brush? Oh. That right there. Zoning on PC for the win. Okay, 3 times speed. We've got roads, we've got power, we've got water. We've got schools already. Come on, come get educated. Move into Provincetown, please. 3 times speed. Got our people moving in. Perfect. Multiplayer features kind of like SimCity. It would be awesome if there was a way to even just share like in-game, but the complexity of the mods, right? That adds a big layer of it because everybody's going to be running similar mods, similar assets. I know there are like mod loaders. In fact, I think it's one of the things I've got running in the background here, where you can set configs and load a bunch of mods and assets for like build A, and then switch over to build B and those mods and assets. But ultimately, right, it is something. Sorry, I got distracted because I saw Apple sent me a message, but it's for my collection of Twitter failures that I've just been eating up all week with all the the fake verified accounts just sending brands running from the platform. It's not a good idea. They suspended Twitter Blue. Like, you can't do Twitter Blue anymore. You can't get verified by paying $8 right now. So apparently it didn't work the way they wanted. So like, these houses are actually, I gotta find these, and no offense to King Leno, but right, these are the, I'm pretty sure this is the this belongs in the neighborhood, but they spawn way too many of these. That was a big problem. I gotta do theme mixer or something and start actually managing my assets. But there are a bunch of like these houses that I think that came with the campus, one of the campus DLCs, content creator packs. Is the airport DLC worth it, or should I save? I'm gonna tell you, Apex, I haven't touched the thing yet. It's too big for me. Like I am more console focused, so you got to use like an entire tile for one of those airports. If you're playing on PC and you can run it on 81 tiles especially, I think it's probably worth it, and a fun little diversion. You can build your own gigantic airports. But for the cities that I build, like the Metropolitan Airport, totally fine. Where is that? Transport? Air? Right? What DLC was that? Right, am I imagining things? Do I not have a DLC enabled? Cargo airport, standard airport, cargo airport hub. Do I not have it unlocked on the PC or something? Or is it here? It's on a different tab. This is the airports DLC stuff. So where is the oh, find it. What DLC did the Metropolitan Airport come with, and why don't I have it installed? Anybody? Yeah, right? It's on 9 tiles, it's really tough to give up an entire tile at least to an airport and then make that look sensical in a 9 tile build, because you need a giant city next to it for a tile-sized airport, so... yeah, Sunset Harbor. Don't I have the Sunset Harbor stuff? Trolley bus. Yeah, where is Metropolitan Airport? Am I crazy? Is it in the airports now? Is it like, did it get mixed into these buildings unintentionally? Oh, it's a hub. It's a hub. It's a hub. Metropolitan Airport. Yeah, look at this thing. Like that is Sunset Harbor. That's as big as I need, you know? Can I... Is the slope too steep, game? Do you think the slope is too steep? So let me put it over there. So like, yeah, if we wanted... Where's our power plant? Way up there? Yeah, up by the airport by the power plant. Perfect. And you can see... This is handy. You can see where your airplanes fly. So if you don't want them to take off like total idiots, you could align your runways, although I'm not sure which is landing and which is takeoff. But you can do something like that to kind of align it with the flight path, and it makes it look a lot less awkward when they're coming in and out. But you know what I mean? Like, that is really lumpy. This is... Imagine taxiing here. Oh my god. That would be pretty rough. But that's like my preferred. Is it gonna let me delete part of this? Should we delete part of it to see what it does? Can you delete substructures? Really? Is that intentional? That's wild. You can customize the airport. I don't know if it works, but you can sure try it. That seems buggy. Right? You know, you've seen that one. I know which one you're talking about, Patton. Should we ignore the police problem, or should we give them some help? Where do we put that? We could do that kind of on this little, this spot over here. That may not be terrible. So where do we got? Police here? Right, we don't, what are we doing? We're doing a police station. And where's our firehouse? What's a good small town firehouse? Do I have the resorts? Historical fire station. There you go. Is there a historical police department? Yeah, there is. Okay. So we could build a little bit of a plaza or fit this into a commercial downtown a little bit, right? But this is actually not a terrible spot for it. If we put it... What? No. Yeah, if we put it on this block, can they U-turn? The fact that they're able to make a left turn, does that mean they can also make a U-turn? Because that would be great if they can. Very handy. What is the service coverage of these? 4 police cars. 4 fire engines. That is not a lot. How many cells? 10 criminals? Oh yeah, we're making an Alcatraz Island on this one. Gonna have to. Smooth. A little bit there. Is that too much? Brush size down, and we will level. And then smooth that just a little bit. Yeah, I think that works. That's fine. Good enough for now. They'll probably get to all the crime, but maybe not. So what are our demands? Lots more residential. We haven't put any commercial in yet, right? So I think this... Does this end up being a commercial strip? It certainly could be. We might even continue that 4-lane down. It could work to support a commercial sector right here. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. You got $20 on Humble for all that? That's pretty a sweet deal. Can't go wrong with that. I will admit, and to be totally honest, right, I'm totally privileged because I think I bought the first season pass and that was it, and I get everything else. So like I'm super lucky there, but I am careful when I recommend because I know that there's a lot of DLC and it is not necessarily cheap. So Certainly not for all of it. Still lots more residential demand, of course. We're going to fill in these neighborhoods here. Right? Was that... Did I get that house right? Okay. So do we have like a commercial strip down here? That could be cool. Well, let's get rid of that, maybe. We 4-lane this coming in and then split it? I think we do. Were we using standard or were we using median upgrade? Like that. We'll get rid of the lumps later. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's totally fine. Whoa, they didn't like that. Need to give the police and fire somewhere to turn around? Are they not? Are they driving all the way down there? They might be. That's easy. That's very easy to do. Ready? Pedestrian roads. Right there. I really should do that one way, right? Do they have one ways? Am I imagining that? I guess you don't really care about the traffic flow there because it's only emergency vehicles and it's not like they can... I mean, I guess they could turn around and go on the highway, technically. But they should be able to turn around, right? Let's see. I mean, hey, you know, there's one way to find out. Where's the... Did I mess up and do I need to reinstall... Is disasters up here? That's routes. Where is natural disasters? Like, where do I rain down where do I do a fire? Man, I'm rusty at this. I feel like I broke some stuff. Traffic manager to allow U-turns. Okay. Where? Junction restrictions? So should they be immediately able? They should be able to cut over, right? We gotta see it. There's a body here. Healthcare. We don't have any healthcare yet. Do they have an old health building? General hospital. We don't need that. What's the? I guess the standard clinic. It fits right there. It's fine. And we'll allow U-turns here, or is that only... Can we do that for only service vehicles? Junction restrictions, whatever. U-turn to your heart's content. Let's give them someplace to put the bodies. Let's see, where? So what do we put next to here? We're gonna put a, maybe we do this. So put the cemetery there. We'll put a... We already put a clinic, right? We already put the clinic. So let's see if we can find a spot for childcare and elder care, because... that could be alright over here. And... cram that in there. We get rid of this road. Do we need this road here? Does that affect that delivery? And then can we just move this over a little bit? Right? That's okay? I think that could work. We've got this little extra segment over here. We don't necessarily need it. We could just bring this down to where we want, but that works for now. That's fine. Garbage is killing us. I mean, it's not killing me, Patton. It's not killing me. This is fine. Who do we got turning around all the way down here, right? So is it these businesses that they don't have a path to turn over there? Here you go. Turn around. Oh, nope. No, you don't. Turn around here. Path to it. Path to it. Path to it. There you go. There's emergency vehicles turning around, so I guess that was a no on them leaving to immediately turn. They probably have to get to a node first, right? So do they enter this lane and say, okay, I gotta go straight because I'm in this lane that's telling me I have to go straight, and then I can cut over left? So do I need to allow the U-turn up here probably to save the service vehicles that extra step? And am I opening up a headache for everybody else? Maybe. Something to figure out. Oh, I'm definitely having questions, Jason. That's because I'm rusty as heck. I've been YouTubing about City Skylines since 2017? 2018? I don't know. 2017 probably. Just haven't been on much, and I am console focused, so this new mixture of mods that's probably going to break next week is definitely throwing me off. Because I was just getting ready to start a new build, and then all the new stuff coming out is for sure going to break some stuff. We'll go way down here for now. That should give us enough processing power for this tiny little sleepy coastal town. And I think, at least if you're not messing around with assets, that the default houses are perfect for this kind of... I did build my own map. Yeah, Portsmouth was really fun. I wish I could go back to that build, but it was totally corrupt with old mods, and I lost it. I would go back and try and recreate it again, because I can reuse the map. And a lot of the assets I'm still using, like the townhouses and row houses and stuff like that. In fact, the collection has gotten better. I could probably do a pretty fun Portsmouth 2.0. Technically 3.0, since it was already a rebuild of the existing Portsmouth. Incinerate garbage? So much pollution. Why not recycling plants? Those also allow you to move them too in the same way without the pollution. So I haven't used the incinerator plant since I was only playing base game. As soon as Green Cities came out, I've never used incinerators since then. Crematories, on the other hand, pile them on. Yeah, no, I mean, there's at this point in the game's life cycle, if you're still doing vanilla with no DLC or no mods, like, there's nothing new. There's nothing. It is what it is, right? Exactly, Patton. And you can always, I make the joke all the time, right? That you put the elder care next to the cemetery because that shortens the trip. You should do the same thing for your hospitals too, right? Because sometimes they mess up. But really, this extends the lives, and there aren't actually people living here. So I make the joke all the time, but it's not really helpful. In my mind, it is. So our garbage problem is clearing up. We've got lots of demand because we're very slowly letting people move in, which ultimately should help us with less death waves, which is always nice. And like, where would we occasionally not have a house? I mean, if we're trying to recreate P-Town, it's pretty dense all the way from like beach to the highway basically, and then pretty much nothing on the other side. So we could certainly, if we wanted to, we could do something like that. Let me see here. Let's see what the built-in. You know what? I shouldn't even switch that. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Save game. P-Town. Okay. Let me see. Cinematic camera. I should have saved it before I ever did that in the first place, because sometimes it can crash. I'm so excited about the new maps. That new map pack just looks so good. Those of you that have been following my most recent Let's Play, there's trees in the middle of that street. That's totally unrelated to the Let's Play. There's a bush over there too. Anarchy. I have so many great cinematic shots of the edge of map fog on console. It's amazing. It's like it just like every time I cut to it in one of the live without edits, like it kills me. Every time. Man. I kind of like some of these looks. I like the coastal gem, as it were. This is the map called Coastal Gem. It's a really cool spot. Let's see. Yeah, is anyone who's made the move to PC? Like I started on console, and I'm still primarily console, but obviously I made the move to PC. I know Kung did, but anybody else make the move from console to PC as a maybe perhaps a want for mods or something like that? Okay, you have it on both. And only PC, okay. I do want to kind of bring this out a little bit. I'm gonna like bring this out past the houses and then smooth after the fact. So if we smooth with like a real soft brush strength here, you could even use like a funny shape brush if you want to use something like that, because then it depresses it in different areas. Ultimately though, I don't know, it doesn't matter that much. See, like that's too much. You gotta find a fine balance. We could also slope things a bit, like you could, you know, bring it up there, and then also mess around with, move it to bring the lot down, which can, I mean, you gotta be careful in the front, obviously, that could really mess some stuff up. Like that. Like that, or like that. So, yeah, again, fighting that balance with your road and your lot, and you can do a lot of tweaking. Endless tweaking on PC. $280 is a lot. It's asking a lot of the CPU, especially. And then if you're doing a lot of assets, of course, you're absolutely slamming your RAM. And then even sitting there idle, your video card wouldn't have to do much because there's plenty of heat in the case from everything else. This is a little slop back here, and I feel like if we zone on the other side of this, it's really gonna tear the lots up. But we could check it out. Maybe we don't do that side, but we can do over here. And all that. And it's not necessarily the best, but I think it makes sense if we do commercial on that strip. Somebody's cringing, I'm sure, but that's okay. We can do it. You can get away with it. It's low density. It's fine. It's a start. Update. That is why I don't do a lot of PC builds myself. Like I don't want to mess with it. This mod collection I'm using right now works 100% together. I can't attest if you have other mods next to it. But this I have gone through and very carefully added newer versions of old mods that have been deprecated or the original authors aren't doing it anymore. So these are like continuations of, combinations of previous mods. So I have tremendous faith that 99% of it is just going to get updates for the new, because like those modders are still very active on the behind the scenes discords, and like I know they're already working on it, so that's really key. As far as I know, I should have an easy time transitioning, but of course there's always new mechanics, new bugs, new things that need adjustments, so it is something that you gotta have patience for, that's for sure. And definitely save as. We'll do that. And then what do we do back here? Like, so let's get a road. Can we do that? I mean, we can with mods. So that's perfect. That's great. And now that we've got this, where are the built-in parks and stuff, right? That's what I want. So we'll do like, can we get a couple of these in? I feel like if we only have room for a couple, we should 100% have a basketball court there. Can we get probably multiple tennis courts? I guess if we brought this down, we could move this down and it's still connected, right? You know? It rotates the trees. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's just for some random variation. Can you control C, control V? You sure can. Something like that. I don't know, we could do better. Egg could do better. Go watch Egg if you want design. Stay here if you want to, I don't know, watch a very small police station fill up probably really fast. Where are we at? No, don't. 0-4 in use. 10 out of 10 criminals in holding cells. So that crime that's happening over here, sure, we can go pick him up. We can't put him anywhere. Control C, Control V, an add-on. I'm pretty sure that is Move It that allows that kind of copy and paste behavior. Oh, was there a tree in the middle of the tennis court? You said it was in the middle of the court. Come on, that's off to the side. That's totally fine. There we go. Be very careful if you're running, you know, like you're over here and they leave a short shot, you might run right into that thing. But it's not in the middle of the court. That would be a liability. That is one thing that I always forget with Anarchy, and I'm sure we can find key examples like this. Fix some of these things. Whoop, no, don't do that. See, that's the trick, is like now we gotta find the hitbox for this thing, and maybe pause, move the road way out, find the hitbox, straighten it back out. I know I can, you can select what you want to grab with Move It. So we're on single selection, marquee selection, alt click to duplicate in place. Where did they move the, rotate center, rotate in place, okay. I thought there was a way to choose what you had. They used to do that. Maybe they changed that functionality. Toggle snapping, follow terrain. I don't know. I'm not the expert in this stuff. Yeah, no wonder there's crime. There's no place to put the criminals. We gotta rotate them in. Whoever committed a crime last, you get a cell. Doesn't matter what you did if you're the oldest one in there. First one in, last one out. You know what I mean. You just gotta keep cycling them in. What do we need over here? Let's check on our town. Electricity? I think we're good for a while. Water? We're good. Sewage good. Garbage availability, not doing so hot. Processing, we just don't have the processing for it. Which... I saw something so petty and I love it. I have chirper off. But you know how you get those chirps? People complain about your city. Someone was like, I'm the kind of petty that sees a chirp complaining about the city, clicks on the person's name so that they can find their house and bulldoze them. I love it. I absolutely love it. If I had chirps on, I would totally make a mini game out of that. Sometimes we follow them around and see what they're up to, but we've got a lot more to build out. What do we got? 1,200 people. Thank God for the cheats this episode. Yeah, really excited for the new Boston build. Check out the mods below. I also have... I'll throw it in the chat, but I'm going to let it scroll. I'm not going to pin it or anything. I guess I could throw it in the description too. But there is a collection of assets that I have gone through, and some... Actually, the map's in there too. Perfect. There's a bunch of skyscrapers, a bunch of specific buildings, but also just the style and the time period. So there's New England townhouses for the like more low residential kind of feel, but there's a lot of row houses, like New York buildings, and it fits really well in the same theme. You know, they were kind of built up around the same time, not initially, but the different phases of growth. But American row houses, townhouses, there's a lot of stuff in this particular collection. So I'll paste this in the chat if anybody's interested. If you're a PC player and want to check out some of the stuff that I've been building with or that I've been putting together for a new Boston build, and then the mods that I'm using is in the description. The map's not supposed to be in that one, but it is. So basically, you have everything that I'm working on so far. Yeah, exactly. I've seen them run out of houses right before the houses burst into flame. Like, those are sus sims. Those are sims you have to keep an eye on. You have to know where they work and live, because you can't be a good mayor and let that kind of thing go unnoticed. I don't think you can. Can you not in the chirps? Can you look at the chirps history? Is that only a PC thing? I've had it turned off for so long, Decoy, I don't even know. I know that you can, I think, on PC. Yeah, so like, here's the owner. You can see they reside at, and click right at. So we caught them right on time. Yeah, you might not be able to interact with those, unfortunately, on console. I do love the ability built in game to... Wow, that's steep. To be able to walk around as a sim. The problem is when you do get down at that level and that zoomed in on everything. Like, I mean, these are pretty sharp graphics. I don't know what I'm set to right now. I don't have it dialed up. I don't think. Graphic settings. We are at 1440. High, very high. We're not going crazy, right? We got a lot of mods, and I don't know. I'm at, like, out here, I'm at 62 frames, 83 frames. Like, the game and nature itself can work all right, but when you get down to this level, I'm down at 45. I might get into the 30s over, if we really look at this intersection right here, maybe? You get all the traffic decisions and traffic light. Like, can we get down there? I mean, it's actually handling it pretty good right now. It's pretty smooth. But the closer you look, the more cracks you see. It's just, it's a thing. What can you do? Mouse support is in the game on console. Absolutely. Keyboard and mouse you can do on PlayStation and Xbox. I don't like the mapping, though, so I don't use it. IRL maps and save packs. The tough thing with that is... I don't know about... I mean, I don't know about landscape, but buildings you definitely get into problems with licensing. So they can be inspired by and look awfully familiar, but I don't know if there happen to be any asset creators watching this back, looking for a Fenway Park. We'll pay for Fenway Park. Need that for the new Boston build. I need a good baseball stadium, and there's none. And Fenway is just so different. It's so different from any other baseball park. So it's not like you just grab. I'll just grab a baseball stadium from the shop. No. It's not right. It doesn't do it justice. It's supposed to be funny shaped and have a giant wall. And lots of screaming. Yeah, an icon for what they're complaining about. Yeah, hunt them down. How are we doing here? I feel like this should be 4-lane and we should have like a big mall or something up here. Some kind of industrial park. This is what I'm saying. I love what creators have been doing for the map pack and on. All the built-in maps or all the like the last couple DLC packs and the map pack, like they're just really well thought out infrastructure wise, and that is super appreciated. See, they kind of have a Space Needle already, and that's the thing, right? Like you can do the inspired by kind of stuff. What was that with? Like the Pearl Tower or something? Yeah, there you go. There's your Space Needle. Of course, there's a space elevator. Literally a needle up into space, but... I have heard some pretty stupid stuff at Sox games. Part of their mating ritual. Okay. So how do we kind of hook all this in? Like this was all just a rough sketch when I started. We gotta get rid of all this and keep kind of moving this around the coast. What is this over here? World War II? Trenches? Storm the beaches? This is kind of... I wonder why that is what survived. And I mean, I guess this would have been hit by the main barrage. Stadiums and football, but the DLC is no longer available due to licensing. Interesting. Yeah, see it. That's the other thing, right? Like you license a stadium, but the stadium changes its name and there's a new corporate sponsor, and that corporate sponsor wants more money to be included for the licensing, right? It's not worth it, right? That's why they are inspired by. I've seen the Army and military DLC mentioned from time to time. It's the last thing that I personally would want. I come to this game because I'm tired of playing with the fighting or dealing with the news. So I'm happy that there is not fighting in here. Tropico. Could do Tropico if you want assassination attempts against your life. So how do we kind of carry this through? I mean, we just can because of anarchy, so that's the cool thing. It doesn't look right, but that's okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, I was not in the tool, the road tool. I was gonna move it still. And then we could do. So we do that. Could bring that in a little bit. And then why don't we curve this to like there before we freeform it back? And we'll meet up with this road, kind of like so. And then we'll have another coastal and some neighborhoods tucked in behind it. We just want to curve that around a little bit and maybe have a little bit of a beach that we can enter on foot before we get the residents moving back in. And we'll want to do the same thing that I did on the last pass, which is to smooth this out and give it some room before we zone, because we don't want them. We don't want tiny little houses moving in everywhere. Road construction DLC to add more realistic traffic. I want to say it. I could be imagining things that they actually proposed that as an idea on Twitter and it got shot down so hard in the comments because people are like, traffic's already a nightmare in this game. I don't need you shutting down lanes. Can you use mods on PS4? You cannot, unfortunately. But if you just started playing, do check out. I have a ton of videos going back, and most of my stuff is console, so I don't play with mods either. And that's why I'm scratching my head trying to figure all this stuff out tonight. I very rarely do this. Yeah, unfortunately, no mods, but you can still squeeze a lot out of the game. Definitely recommend some of the DLCs. They are very key to stretching more out of your game. You know, I think it's worth it. I don't know. Is this on PS Now? It's definitely on Game Pass right now, I think. Pretty sure. Pretty sure of that. Could be mistaken. Let's do something like that. And then can we get a straight street in there? I don't think that's worth it for the zoning. We could have like a house here though. That could be kind of cool. If this was like a little turnaround, like right here. No. I need a flat segment of road here. I'm sorry, I missed the notification. Probably a subscriber? Thank you. Thank you if you're here live. Appreciate you. Filter. You did. Oh, thank you, Mohammed. Appreciate it. Yeah, stick around for sure. Lot of console builds on my channel. I took a break for quite a while, but every time a new DLC comes out, I'm doing new builds. I do have ADHD, so I very rarely finish them, so don't get your hopes up. But there's definitely, I think, a lot of help for console players. That's when I first played Cities, it was on console, and there was not a lot of good content to help me understand it, so I ended up starting... I already had the channel, but I ended up focusing on Cities so that I could hopefully help some other people out. We've got a lot of trees in the road. That's totally fine. Totally fine. I wouldn't worry about that little guy right there. Like, look, this right through the bush. He doesn't care. It's fine. Fine. No big deal. I gotta maybe turn... Whoa! I gotta maybe turn prop anarchy off when I'm doing that, right? Is that what I have to do? And then it will overwrite the props that are there? Perhaps. So we should be able to flatten this zoning just a little bit. All right, so if we look at this now from a zoning perspective, I want to get one shot. I'll move the building afterwards. Doesn't matter. We'll get one house down here. I'm making this more difficult than it needs to be, especially since we just move it all around afterwards. Tree line road. Nope. It's a tree road. It's for the trees. That could be a good bus stop. That actually would be kind of cool. That's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that. We definitely got to get a school bus going over here just to have school buses driving around the schools, right? I mean, if we have the most useless route through here, that's a really nice touch that you can do. Lots of new buses coming. New trams if you've got those DLCs. go to that. And we still gotta, we'll work on this at some point. Always fun to sketch out some new ideas. The new Boston build is going to be pretty much high density everywhere, but a lot of different assets from the shop. Yeah, so for those maybe that weren't here earlier, let's save P-Town. And let's stop this music, and then let's pop back over here and just check it out and talk about it one more time. Where is it? Studio. Capture. This one. There we go. Okay. 8 new buses. Part of the free update. I think everybody gets that no matter what, right? So just some style for your city. Different buses. You can, basically select each route and choose the bus that's on there. Now, if you have certain DLC, you're going to get multiple roads to add into that. After Dark, I think most console players have it. I think it's included with the builds, with the base. And if you're on Switch, you do have After Dark and Snowfall, basically. But I don't think you have any. I don't think you're getting this update. Even the free update, I don't think they're adding it. I don't know. I don't know if it's on Switch. Switch is like so limited, it might be done. But if you have After Dark, 7 new roads. The best though is the tram stuff. So there's 4 new roads if you have Snowfall and After Dark. Just Snowfall, there's 12 new trams and 8 new tram roads. That's fun right there. I love trams. And then if you have Snowfall and Plazas and Promenades, and you can see it right there on the screen, something that was such a miss, in my opinion. And I'm really glad to see them correct course so fast. The large like tram roads, pedestrian, that's gonna be fun. And this is the K-pop station playing in the background, by the way, which is gonna go great with the Heart of Korea. This is the 80s downtown. Skyscrapers are going to be fun. Financial District's going to be fun. I think that's going to be great side by side, that new mini expansion. And then the African Vibes radio station and all the new maps. There's so many. The maps look so beautiful. I'm not going to freeze frame this time like I did earlier in the stream, but next week, half of that's coming out, and then the rest of it is December 13th. And I'm honestly... It's all good to me, and the free update is by far one of the best, if not the best free update they have done so far. Window capture, game capture. Get rid of window capture. We're back to the game. Perfect. Pause. Music. I don't know. What are we feeling? Maybe some synth pop for a bit. We'll change it up. That and that and that. There we go. So, getting some industrial demand now. And again, we could create some pollution and some industry jobs up here. I think the big thing to think about, let's paint a quick district, right? If we're modeling this after P-Town. This is as big as the districts go, I guess. So we want to kind of have, right, you got the traffic coming off the highway, and basically, this off the coast is like, sorry, the coast is your like primary beachfront property, right? And then there are roads that kind of come in and support and flow traffic through there. But we've got to come up with like a little mall shopping area, maybe over here. We've got to do more residential, but less dense as it gets up towards the highway. And then where do we kind of, we've got nuclear power and recycling all the way out here. So this could be a really good spot for maybe some industry. And the nice thing about that is we have, may as well name it, speculative title. It's assuming I ever get to this. Right, put some industry up here. You've got extra highway access, so we don't have to bring any of that into the city necessarily. And and we can force the trucks out that way. We have rail and stuff on this map, I believe, right? Is that what this is over here? Yeah. It's a big map. There's a lot of space we could be building on. So we can certainly bring that rail down through here and support industry that way and put all the pollution into the lake. Should be fine. No big deal. New buses, new tramroads. Yeah, Switch version not getting updates, unfortunately. So the drops are coming next week. Is the first of the 3. Portable CS is fun. The concept is fun. I can't do it for more than a few minutes though. That's the thing. It would be like, I would love, like, the DLCs are great, but I'm with you, July. Like, it would be awesome if it would be awesome, like, console needs something, needs a lift, and it's not going to get it, I don't think, in this engine. It's written for originally the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, right? And it's still working, but it's struggling along for sure. I would love to see it too, specifically because I saw, and now I kind of want to boot it up in the background to prove a point. That's the wrong controller. I'm gonna get my console going because I gotta boot up that the Matrix demo of Unreal Engine, and the city part at the end is why we need a new engine for this game. It's why we need Unreal for this game. It'd be awesome. I would make a case for it tonight because I don't think I've shown it on the channel. Yeah, it does push the CPU a lot, right? And that's the thing, like, this is a game that can flex so much of your PC power. A lot of games, like, if you're building a gaming PC today, 16 gig is fine. If you're playing Cities, you're gonna run out at 64 gig if you're getting heavily into mods and assets. Like, 64 is not enough. You know, if you want to push graphically, like, you really can. It does some really amazing things, right? Graphics is probably the easiest of the bunch, though, because the CPU is like what's happening with all the calculations, and every time they go to park or turn or cross an intersection or navigate from A to B, it's only loading so many entities at a time. Like, there is an upper cap to that so that it doesn't completely bog down. And look at this parking lot. That is so dangerous and a liability. It's fine. But every little calculation, right? Every little route is getting thought about. And when you do stuff like this, you're retraining the AI on the fly and asking them to ignore what they know and instead pay attention to what you've put into place. Parking in particular is a tough one. That's why I don't think we've seen parking lots, because they already have a tough time getting them to park on the road. Like, you've seen the pocket cars and stuff if you've played this game enough. Let me see. I'm gonna get my TV going. By the way, while we're waiting for that to load up, check this guy out. Have you seen this? Apple made this. It's awesome. Here. Right, did that switch over? Program, preview, program? No, wait, hold on. I'm in studio mode, that's why. There we go. Look at this guy. Look at him. Got the little tail. She's been making so much stuff. It's so cool. In game. My daughter right away is like, "Can I get a smaller pink one for Baby Mouse?" Yeah, pocket cars are crazy. Okay. Console booting up. I hope I have this thing installed still. I must. I know they took it down, like, where you can't download the Matrix demo thing anymore. What was it called? And I'm sorting by size. That is definitely not the way to find it. Was it under Matrix? I hope it was under Matrix. I hope I have it installed still. I do. Matrix Awakens Unreal Engine Experience. Okay. Oh, I moved it to external storage. How big is it? 29 gig? Ah. That's going to take a minute. That's going to take a minute to move to... Or it's already at 1%. It's like 600 meg per second on that. It's not terrible transfer speed. We'll get there in a minute. So, if you could only have one of the new DLCs, what's it going to be? Curious. So anyways, that's the schedule of what's coming. What did we get up to here? 1900? I never moved in all these houses back here, so how did we get in here without... Well, that's where we at. We're already at 25% on that, so it won't be too long before we can see next level cities. Man. So what if we did like that? We're gonna move a couple people out. But now we can... Ooh, there's a little bit of funny overlap there. It's just... So here is my choice, right? If I go to this node right in the middle, which is tempting, it lines up on the top okay, but notice how it's eating into the bottom here, and I would rather eat into the top zoning. So let's do that. Oh, that's not at all what I wanted to do, though. Like, I don't want this to get eaten up at all. So if we... We could mess around with it, but I'm not. It's not worth it right now. That was a sloppy overcorrect there. Thank God for anarchy, but sometimes also you make a real mess with it, like with the trees. Move it. Let's get that out of there, and then. I mean, that's fine. We can work on the lines. This guy's got to go. The trees are great. It's a signature around here. Stuff in the middle of intersections. No, I want to undo that. Thank you. So yeah, we could, and this is really cool, right? The intersection marking tool. You can do a ton of stuff. And I think, did they add some capabilities to automatically mark based on traffic manager? I feel like they did. I could be wrong though. So intersection marking tool. Yeah, and so now like you can create like lines like that, right? So like where does this lane go? Points here? What? I don't know. I'll mess around with this. I don't know this one as well apparently. Wait, why? Why am I... Okay, anyways. I obviously don't know what I'm doing. That can be really cool. You can make a real mess of some intersections. I haven't used that in a while. Like, I haven't used that since, like, the first update. So I'm super rusty on that one. Howdy from New Zealand. What time? What time is it tomorrow? And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. I only listen to the in-game music when I'm streaming the game, but we'll probably stop doing that very soon. I got a copyright hit? You might for... You definitely will for Gold FM if you have that station. I have not had problems with any of the others. I've done the Base Cities game music, Mars Radio a lot, Downtown Radio recently. I haven't gotten any hits on that. It was not Gold FM. Okay, that's the only one that should be an issue. Definitely is an issue, and it like warns you of that when you turn it on. Stayed away from that on purpose. Yeah, I do too. I don't even know what's on there, but nothing that's worth. Oh! So that little firehouse is not cutting it, apparently. That's too bad. We have 4 fire trucks, right? I think. Yeah, all 4 of those are in use. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about that. It should be okay. Oh. Are they still playing? They stopped playing like these guys are committed to this game. And then I think that just burst into flames too, which is yeah, there you go. They just disappeared. They despawned when these two though are still at it. It should be fine. I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, Kung, you're there right away in the chat when that fire goes off. That's not suspicious at all. Not suspicious at all. Hottest pickup game of 21 ever? Yeah, pretty much, right? Where are we at? Where are we at, actually? It is 11, and I think I'm going to call it pretty soon. For those of you that know Apple Buddy, she's having a tough time. She's not streaming tonight, and probably not for a little bit. So I might get on again this weekend. I don't know, at some point. Definitely gonna get on next week, and I've got 2 videos that I recorded on cities. I could take a quick pop in there real quick just to kind of show you what's what. We should save this before it all burns down, but let's do that. Okay, and we can dump out of this. This is nice. So the new 81 tiles mod, something that if you mess around with mods and you don't have that, or a mod that does this, you should know. Generally, it's a bad idea to exit to the main menu, and now that is not even possible with 81 tiles to protect it. So you have to crash out to the desktop, basically, which is advisable. And this is totally normal. It happens every time. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Studio mode, capture, turn Elgato on. And we're in cities right now, so that's perfect. So this is what I was working on. Studio mode again. Bring that over here. So yeah, been doing some stuff. I think the last video I posted was ripping out all the stuff I built in the background, and then I've recorded like 2 or 3 episodes, like a half-hour episode and 2 short ones, just all in kind of one chunk. And I've been dropping in some of most of the stuff's getting deleted. Some of it is getting moved back in, but we've started to add in this giant shadow across the baseball field. It's awesome. But started adding in some of the uniques to consider dropping in monuments. The one that I went for first is the Collider for education, because we did have, I think we were at 3 high schools and 3 elementary schools and a university, and like we were starting to eat up a lot of this very tight real estate on this island. The other thing is I'm a huge fan of Eden Project, but look at, I gotta get out of here. Look at our pollution, right? There's a little bit of pollution over here at the recycling plant, and that's it. And there's no basically water pollution. Like, where are we dumping water out? Like right here, and it flows away. Like, it's not bad at all. I don't want to, you know, drink my water from the waterfall. But that is that's the next city down the river's problem, not ours. So, yeah, so some progress, some rebalancing. We need a lot of office and commercial right now. But I've been kind of messing around with this and standardizing on the roads. This is nice. This wasn't possible before. Look at the textures load now when we're down here. I wasn't using cobblestone at first because they forgot to put the close texture in, so like it wasn't animating it. It was just a kind of a blob. It looks way better now. But I've got cobble on the big roads, and then I think bluestone on all the small side stuff. So it is consistent, and we're gonna work on some different things. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen in bits and pieces here. But this little sliver cutting out and in turn getting rid of all the schools in the area was really helpful for then giving more real estate back. Edge of map fog, there you go. Every time. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had some fun. Maybe you learned something new, or maybe you learned just that I am really rusty with my mods and I should just stick to console, old man. But however you play the game, have fun with it. Ask questions in the chat, in the comments, the videos. You know, there's always someone willing to help. Some great creators out there. Check them out, and have fun with your builds. Come back next week. There'll be some new content. I'll definitely show the skyscrapers. We've got some radio to listen to. Something else. What else is next week? I gotta rewind it back now to remember myself. Oh yeah, Heart of Korea, skyscrapers, the two of the 3 radio stations, and the free update. So all the new roads that we can mess around with. And then in December, the financial districts, all the new maps, and another radio station. So lots to look forward to. Check it all out here. Lots of streams, lots of stuff coming up. Maybe some fun games for the holidays, most likely. We shall see. But whatever it is, hopefully we'll see you there. Yeah. Link down in the comments of the mods, and I posted the assets earlier. There'll be collections and links to all that coming soon. Especially going to revise that next week and again in December, and make sure all those mods are still working. So not the best time to dive into a new mod build, but check out what I was using tonight if you had any questions on that. The things that I were using were definitely in there. This is Greenwood, my current console build. Come back, check it out on the Let's Plays. Yeah. Usually Wednesdays, Saturdays. Until the next one, Blue the Mouse signing out. Appreciate you.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.